In case of methods of measuring dispersion, we come across range, interquartile range, semi-interquartile range are also called quartile deviation, mean deviation and standard deviation. These are the algebraic methods. Among these, we have already covered range, interquartile range, quartile deviation and standard deviation. Let us take mean deviation. Even in case of mean deviation, we come across ungrouped data and grouped data. Here, this mean deviation is the average amount of scatter or variation of the items in a distribution either from mean, median or mode, ignoring the algebraic signs. This mean deviation is also called as average deviation. In computing mean deviation, the algebraic signs plus and minus of the deviations are ignored and all the items of deviations are taken as positive. And in order to indicate the absolute deviation, two vertical lines are drawn like this. This is called modulus. And mean deviation is denoted by a Greek letter. This is small delta. And for the purpose of comparison of variation among the different sets of data, here we calculate coefficient of mean deviation, that coefficient of mean deviation from mean, median or mode. If it is mean deviation, coefficient of mean deviation from x bar, that is mean, then it is delta divided by x bar. If it was mean deviation from median, then it is delta divided by median. If it is mean deviation from mode, then delta divided by z. Okay. Then how to hear this one, this coefficient of mean deviation from mean, median, mode, whether it is ungrouped data or grouped data. Again, under grouped data, discrete series or continuous series, the formula is the same, no change in that. The difference is in calculating this mean deviation from mean, median, mode and mean, median and mode. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಅದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಬಾರ್ ಎಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಝೆಡ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಡ್ ಡಾಟಾ, ಅನ್ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಡ್ ಡಾಟಾ, ಅಗೇನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಮೂರು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ this under grouped data, delta, the formula to calculate mean deviation is the same. That means if you take ungrouped data and grouped data, and under grouped data we come across discrete series and continuous series, isn't it? Discrete series and continuous series. Under ungrouped data, mean deviation equals sigma modulus d divided by n. ಅದು ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೀನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೋಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್. ಓಕೆ. ದೆನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್, mean deviation equals sigma f modulus d divided by sigma f. It is known to you. Ungrouped data means no frequencies, no class interval. Here frequencies are not given, therefore we consider n, that is number of items or number of observations. Here frequencies will be given, we take sigma f, total of frequencies. Okay. Next, under discrete series, variables are not given in classes, means no class interval, frequencies are given. Under continuous series, both frequencies and class interval are given. Now, here for both discrete series and continuous series, formula to find out or calculate mean deviation same. Here we come across modulus d. In case of modulus d, if mean deviation is from mean, then it is x minus x bar. If mean deviation is from median, x minus median. If mean deviation is from mode, x minus z. Okay. Then even in case of discrete series, it is the same. The difference is in calculating x bar m and z. Ungrouped data nalli x bar m ಮತ್ತು z ನ ungrouped data method ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಡ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಬಾರ್ ಎಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಝೆಡ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಮೆಥಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಟು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್, ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಟು ಯು, variables are not given in single values, they are given in groups, in classes. It may be 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and so on. Then we have to take mid value small m. 10 plus 0 divided by 2, 5, 15, 25 means upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2, that is known to you. Now here modulus d equals under continuous series, it is not x minus x bar, it is m, that is mid value, m minus x bar or m minus m. Here this one is small m, this one is capital letter M, it denotes median, or m minus z. Okay, difference illi ನಾವು modulus d, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು deviation of mid values from mean median mode ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ deviation of values of variables from mean median mode ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಷ್ಟೇ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎರಡೇ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರೋದು, ಒಂದು ಅನ್ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಡ್ ಡಾಟಾಗೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಡ್ ಡಾಟಾ. ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ನಾ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. Here it is given, calculate mean deviation and coefficient of mean deviation from mean and median. Let us take first mean. Okay. Now here to find out mean deviation from mean, modulus d is what? X minus x bar. Okay. That means here first step is what? First we have to take x bar. X bar, here we are given only variables. No frequencies, no class interval. That means it is ungrouped data. Under ungrouped data, x bar equals, what is the formula? Sigma x divided by n. N, I have here taken the total. In the examination, the total is not given. You have to take the total. Next, n equals what? Number of observations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. X bar is how much? 549 divided by n. N is 9 equals 61. Next step, what we have to do? Here x bar, we have calculated x bar. Then modulus d equals x minus x bar. Next, second step, we have to take modulus d. Modulus d equals x minus x bar is 61. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿ ಅಂತ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಲಸ್ ಡಿ ಅಂತ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೀಗಿದ್ದರೆ 59 ಮೈನಸ್ 61 ಅಂದರೆ -2 ಅಂತ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದೇರ್ ವಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಆಲ್ಜಿಬ್ರಾಯಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟಾಗಿ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ರೂಟ್, ಈವನ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್. ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ಸೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಡಿ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಮೈನಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಆದರೆ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳುವಾಗ ದೇರ್ ವಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ algebraic science plus and minus. In case of mean deviation, when you take modulus d, just you have to take the difference between these two values of variables and x bar or median or mode. We have to ignore algebraic signs plus and minus. All deviations are taken as positive. ಹಾಗೆ 59 minus 61 ಅಂದರೆ 2. 65 minus 61 4. 48 minus 61, it is 13. 45 minus 61, it is 16. 55 minus 61, 62 minus 61, 77 minus 61, 68 minus 61, 70 minus 61, 9. Now, To apply the formula, we need sigma modulus D. Sigma means total of modulus D. It is 74 sigma modulus D. Okay. Now we have to find out mean deviation from mean, that is mean deviation from mean equals sigma modulus D divided by n. Sigma modulus D is how much? 74 divided by n, 9 equals 9 is 2. This is mean deviation from mean. Next, we have to calculate mean coefficient of mean deviation from mean. Coefficient of mean deviation from mean equals delta divided by x bar. Here delta refers to mean deviation from mean. It is 8.222 divided by x bar. X bar is 61. 8.2222 divided by 61 equals 0.1348. This is mean deviation from mean. Next, we have to calculate mean deviation from median and coefficient of mean deviation from median. Here what we have to do, in this case when we have to calculate mean deviation from median, then modulus D equals x minus median. That means you have to calculate first median under ungrouped data. Under ungrouped data, to find out median, we come across two formulas. One is when n is even and when n is odd. When n is even, m equals average of middle values. When n is odd, m equals middle value. Here n is how much? 9, isn't it? N equals 9 is odd. Okay. Therefore, m equals middle value. Here middle value of which one? Here middle value of arranged variables. Therefore, we have to take arranged variables, means given variables are to be taken in ascending order. That means take arranged x, ascending order means we have to take from the lowest, 45, 48, 55, 59, next highest 62, 65, 68, 70, 77. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. N equals 9. Now, m equals middle value. Middle value means which one? 62. ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ 4 values ಉಳಿತು, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ 4 values ಉಳಿತು. This is nothing but m equals 62. Okay. In case of mean deviation from median, first step is m, median. Second step is modulus D. Now, modulus D equals x minus m. M is 62. 45 minus 62. 17, 48 minus 62, 14, 55 minus 62, 7, 59 minus 62, 62 minus 62, 65 minus 62, 68 minus 62, 70 minus 62, 77 minus 62. Now, we need sigma modulus D, take the total. It is 73 sigma modulus D. Okay. Now, we have to find out mean deviation from median mean deviation from median equals sigma modulus D divided by n. Sigma modulus D is how much? 73 divided by n, 9 equals 111. Okay, that is mean deviation from median. Next we have to calculate coefficient of mean deviation from median. Okay, now formula is delta divided by m. Coefficient of mean deviation from median, coefficient of mean deviation from median equals delta divided by m. Okay, because here delta refers to mean deviation from median, that is 8.111 divided by median is how much? 62. That is 8.111 divided by 62, it comes to 0.1308. This is mean deviation, coefficient of mean deviation from median. Now, in case if it is asked to calculate mean deviation from mode, usually it is asked from mean or median. If it is asked, then in this problem we cannot take from mode, because under ungrouped data, how do we find out mode? That is by observation, the value of variable which repeats more number of times or which occurs more number of times. Here none of the values is repeated, therefore in this problem we cannot take mode. Okay, if it is given, if any one of the values of variable is repeated, then we may take even from mode. Okay, usually from mode kelodilla, it is asked from either mean or median or both. Okay, now let us take another problem. Here marks x and number of students, frequencies. Here frequencies are given but not class interval. That means what? It is discrete series. Now here also you may take calculate mean deviation and coefficient of mean deviation from mean and median. Here what we have to do is, first let us take mean deviation and coefficient of mean deviation from mean. That means formula is what? Sigma f modulus d divided by sigma f. F modulus d means what? F into modulus d. That means first we have to find out modulus d. Modulus d, even in case of discrete series, same formula, modulus d equals x minus x bar when it is mean deviation from mean. That means here first what we have to do? First step we have to find out x bar. We have to find out x bar under discrete series. Here under discrete series we come across direct method, indirect method or step deviation method. It is supplementary information, therefore you may apply even direct method. Direct method do apply ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ increment among variables common ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದು step deviation method. ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ step deviation method ಅಲ್ಲೇ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, no problem. Okay. Under step deviation method to find out x bar, what is the first step? We have to take A and C, assume mean and common increment. Now it is known to you, any value of variable may be taken as assume mean. ನೀವು minus sign avoid ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ always take first one as assume mean. That means we may take 10 as assume mean, that is 10, and C means common increment. 10 to 20, 20 to 30, ಕೊನೆವರೆಗೂ common increment ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 10 ಇದೆ. C is 10. Now next step is what? To find out x bar under discrete series. Next step is D. D equals what? X minus A divided by C. Now here take D equals x minus A, assuming is 10, divided by here common increment is also 10. ನಾವು ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮೀನ್ 0. ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ಅದೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಬಿಲೋ 0 1 2 3 4 5 ಇದು ಅಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಡ್ರಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸು ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್. ಓಕೆ. Now third step is what? FD. That means F into D. We have to multiply F and D, that is frequencies and deviations. 7 into 0, 13 into 1, 20 into 2, 30 into 3, 18 into 4, 12 into 5. Okay. Now here to find out x bar, next step is what? We have to find out d bar. Now d bar equals sigma fd divided by sigma f, isn't it? That means we need total of fd. Take the total. 275, that is sigma fd. Okay. Sigma fd equals 275 divided by sigma f 100, it is 2.75 d bar. Fifth step is x bar. X bar equals a plus c d bar. A is how much? 10. C common increment 10 into d bar 2.75 equals 10 plus 27.5 equals 37.5. Okay. Now x bar is calculated. Next we have to find out mean deviation. For that, what is the formula to find out mean deviation from mean equals sigma f modulus d divided by sigma f. That means what we need, we have calculated first step is x bar. To calculate x bar, these are the different steps. Okay. Now second step is modulus d. Now modulus d equals, what is the formula? X minus x bar. X bar is 37.5. Here we are calculating mean deviation from mean. Therefore modulus d equals x minus x bar, that is 37.5. 10 minus 37.5. X means values of variables. It is here also, you have to ignore the algebraic signs. Just you have to take the difference. 20 minus 37.5, 30 minus 37.5, 40 minus 37.5, 50 minus 37.5, 60 minus 37.5. Okay. Now we need sigma f modulus d. That means f modulus d means what? F into modulus d. F modulus d. That means you have to multiply f and modulus d. That is 7 into 27.5, 192.5. Next 13 into 17.5, 227.5. 20 into 7.5, 150. 30 into 2.5, 75. Next 18 into 12.5, 225.0. Next 12 into 22.5, 270. Okay. Now here we need sigma f modulus d. That is, sigma means total. Take the total of f modulus d. It is 1000, 140 sigma f modulus d. Now find out mean deviation from mean equals sigma f modulus d divided by sigma f, that is 1140 divided by 100 equals 11.40. That is mean deviation from mean. Now you have to find out coefficient of mean deviation from mean. The formula is the same, whether it is ungrouped data or grouped data, under grouped data, discrete series or continuous series. Here delta refers to mean deviation from mean, that is 11.40 divided by x bar is 37.5. Now 11.4 divided by 37.5, it comes to 0.304. Okay, this is mean deviation, coefficient of mean deviation from mean. Now it is also asked to find out mean deviation and coefficient of mean deviation from median. Here what we have to do, it is a discrete series. We have to find out first median under discrete series, because modulus d equals, in case of mean deviation from median, then modulus d equals x minus m. Therefore first we need x bar. Here in case of mean deviation from median, first step is to find out median. To find out median under discrete series, what are the steps? First we have to take cumulative frequencies, isn't it? Then even there also we come across two formulas. There, when n means sigma f is odd or even. If sigma f is odd, then m equals n plus 1 by 2th value, or if m is even, then m equals average of n by 2th and n by 2 plus 1th value. Now anyhow, first let us take cumulative frequencies that we denote by capital letter F. Cumulative frequency ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. First ordinary frequency and cumulative frequency one and the same. Next, this is cumulative frequency. Our previous cumulative frequency ಗೆ next variable the ordinary frequency na add ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. 7 plus 13, 20 plus 20, 40 plus 30, 70 plus 18, 88 plus 12. It is known to you. Last cumulative frequency and sigma f should be one and the same. Now, what you have to do? Next step, you have to find out m. M equals let us take here. N equals sigma f equals 100 is even. Therefore, m equals average of n by 2th and n by 2 plus 1th value. N by 2 plus 1th value equals average of n is how much? N is 100 by 2th and 100 by 2 plus 1th value equals average of 100 by 2, 50. 50th and 100 by 2, 50 plus 1, 51th value. Now what we have to do? We have to locate this 50 and 51 in the cumulative frequency column. 50 lies between 40 and 70 and 51 also in the same place. Now we have to take the value in the variable column, that 40 is nothing but m. Here both the values are located in the same place, therefore we get only one value in the variable column. If among these two values any one of these two is here in the cumulative frequency, if we get any one of these values exactly in the cumulative frequency column, then these two values will be located in two different places, then we get two different values of variables. ಆಗ ನಮಗೆ ಆವರೇಜ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಪ್ರಕಾರನೇ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ದೆನ್ ಆವರೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ 50 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 51th ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, 50 ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 40, 51th ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದೆ 40 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ 2, 80 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ 2, 40. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಐದರ್ 50 ಆರ್ 51 ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಟೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಲೊಕೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವೆರಡರದ್ದು ಅವರೇಜು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಟ್ ರೇರ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಬರೋದು, ಯೂಸ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೋತ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೊಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಒನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ನಾ m is over. Next step is modulus d. Here modulus d equals x minus m. M means median, that is 40. Here also just you have to take the difference, ignore the algebraic signs, plus and minus. 10 minus 40, 30, 20 minus 40, 30 minus 40, 40 minus 40, 50 minus 40, 60 minus 40. Next step is, third step is f modulus d, that is f into modulus d. F modulus d, here don't get confused with these cumulative frequencies, you have to multiply frequencies, that is ordinary frequencies and modulus d. 7 into 30, 13 into 20, 20 into 10, 30 into 0, 18 into 10, 12 into 20. Now take the total. That is sigma f modulus d. Okay. Now you have to find out mean deviation. Next step is mean deviation from median. Okay. Now mean deviation from median, the formula is, it is discrete series, that is group data. Then formula is sigma f modulus d divided by sigma f, because sigma f modulus d is 1090 divided by sigma f is 100, it comes to 10.90. Okay. Now we have to find out coefficient of mean deviation from median. Then formula is coefficient of mean deviation from median equals delta divided by m. Here delta refers to mean deviation from median, 10.90 divided by m, median is 40. Now 10.9 divided by 40, it comes to 0.2725. Okay. Now this is how you have to calculate mean deviation and coefficient of mean deviation from mean and median. If it is asked from mode, ಆಗ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, discrete series ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ you have to find out mode, you have to follow grouping method, grouping table and analysis table ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಮೋಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ದೆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್ ಡಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮೋಡ್, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸು. ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಝೆಡ್, ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೋಡ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಝೆಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಝೆಡ್ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಝೆಡ್. ಯೂಸ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೋಡ್ ಕೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೈ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ. ನಾ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮು ಇದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ವೈಲ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್ ಡಿ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್ ಡಿನ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್, ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ಎಕ್ಸಿಂದ ನಾವು ತೊಗೊಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡೆರಡು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಮಿಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. 10 + 0 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ 2, 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. ಆಗ ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್ ಡಿ ನಮಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಮ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಬಾರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೀನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಮ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮೀಡಿಯನ್, ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಮ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಝೆಡ್. ಆಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಬಾರ್, ಮೀನ್, ಮೀಡಿಯನ್, ಮೋಡನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅಂಡರ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಮೆಥಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೆ. ದೆನ್ ಎಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್ ಡಿ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್, ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದ ಸೇಮ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫಾಲೋಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಒನ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಒನ್. Now, here one more important aspect is relation between standard deviation, mean deviation and quartile deviation. In case of mesh of central tendency, there we have come across relation between mean, median and mode. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಎರಡನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ 2 ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಮೀನ್, ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮೋಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಮೀನ್, ಮೋಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಎರಡನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ 2, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀನ್, ಮೀಡಿಯನ್, ಮೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಎರಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ 1 ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು it is asked to calculate remaining 2. For that we must be knowing the relation between standard deviation, mean deviation and quartile deviation. When you come to methods of measuring dispersion, first ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, range, next interquartile range, next semi interquartile rangeನೇ quartile deviation ಅಂತೀವಿ. quartile deviation, mean deviation, standard deviation. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಡ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾನು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಡ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದೆ. ಇದು ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಫಸ್ಟು, ಅಂದರೆ ರೇಂಜ್, ಇಂಟರ್ ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟೈಲ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದು ತೊಗೋತೀವಿ, ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್. ಹಿಂದಿಂದ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಡ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಇನ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಹಾಗೆ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್, ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್, ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 4 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇನ್ ಅಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್. 4ST = 5MD = 6QD. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್, ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು, ಇವು ಮೂರರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ 2 ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ನಾ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್, ವೆನ್ mean deviation is given and you are asked to find out standard deviation. ಓಕೆ, ಆಗ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇವೆರಡರದ್ದು ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 4SD = 5MD. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, 4 × SD = 5 × MD. ನಾವೀಗ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಟೈನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್. ಹಿಯರ್ we have to shift this 4 to right side. Here it is multiplication. When you shift to right side, multiplication will become division. That is 5/4 × MD, isn't it? ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಆಗಲೂ ಇದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. 4SD = 5md. Now or ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. 5md equals 4sd. ನೀವು ಆ ಕಡೆನೇ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಈ ಕಡೆಗೂ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗೋದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 4sd equals 5md ಅಂದರೂ ಒಂದೇ, 5md equals 4sd ಅಂದರೂ ಒಂದೇ. ಓಕೆ, now md equals 4, this multiplication will become division. 4/5 into sd ಹೀಗೆ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಕ್ಯೂ ಡಿದನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಗಿವನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ equals 20. ಓಕೆ, ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಮೀನ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು, ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಾವು first let us calculate mean deviation. To calculate mean deviation, given information is standard deviation. You have to take the relation between standard deviation and mean deviation. Okay. Now, what is the relation? 4sd equals 5md or 5md equals 4sd, because here we have to calculate mean deviation. Okay. Now, mean deviation equals 4/5 into standard deviation. Given standard deviation is how much? 20. 5 ones are 5 4s are equals 4 into 4, 16. That's all. Next, it is asked to find out quartile deviation, isn't it? Given information, standard deviation. That means we have to take the relation between standard deviation and quartile deviation. What is the relation? 4sd equals 6qd. Now we have to find out quartile deviation. That means 6qd equals 4sd. 4sd equals 6qd ಅಂದರೂ ಅದೇ, 6qd equals 4sd ಅಂದರೂ ಅದೇ. Okay. Now we have to calculate qd. qd equals, this is q into d means multiplication will become division. That is 4/6. 4sd means 4 into sd. Okay. Otherwise, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಎರಡೂ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ 2 ಇಂದ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 2 2s and 2 3s. Even you may take 2/3 into sd. ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಹೀಗೆ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ. Now 4/6 into given standard deviation is how much? 20. Okay. 4 into 20, 80 divided by 6. It is 13.33333. Like this you have to calculate. Okay. On the other hand, here you may be given mean deviation equals 12. You are asked to find out standard deviation is how much and quartile deviation is how much. Okay. Now, mean deviation is given. You have to calculate standard deviation. That means you have to take the relation between standard deviation and mean deviation. That is what? 4sd equals 5md. You have to calculate sd. Written sd in the left side itself. 5/4 into md equals 5/4. Given mean deviation is how much? 12. 4 1s are 4 3s are 5 3s are 15. Standard deviation is 15. Now you have to find out quartile deviation. Given information, mean deviation. That means you have to take the relation between mean deviation and quartile deviation. That is what? 5md equals 6qd. Okay. We have to calculate quartile deviation. Therefore, 6qd equals 5md. Both are one and the same. Now we have to find out quartile deviation. qd equals 5 divided by 6 into md equals 5 divided by 6. Given md is how much? Mean deviation. 6 1s are 6 2s are 5 2s are 10. This is quartile deviation. It is very simple. Only thing is you have to keep in memory this formula. Okay. Now next one, you may be given quartile deviation. Given quartile deviation equals 10. You are asked to find out standard deviation and mean deviation. Okay. Now here first take standard deviation. We have to find out standard deviation. Given one quartile deviation, that means we have to take the relation between standard deviation and quartile deviation, isn't it? Given information, quartile deviation, that is what? 4SD equals 6QD, isn't it? Given quartile deviation, we have to find out standard deviation. Standard deviation in the left side itself written as it is 4SD, 4 into SD. That multiplication will become division into quartile deviation 10. Or I have already told you, this may be taken as 3 by 2 also. Now 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. Like that also you may be take. 6 into 10, 60 divided by 4, it comes to 15. Okay. Now next one, we have to find out mean deviation. Now we have to given information quartile deviation. We have to take the relation between mean deviation and quartile deviation. What is the relation? 5MD equals 6QD. Now which one we have to calculate? Mean deviation. That is in the left side itself written as it is. Mean deviation equals 6 divided by 5 into QD equals 6 divided by 5 into given QD is how much? 10. 5 1s are 5 2s are 6 2s are 12. It is very simple. Okay. Only thing is you have to keep in memory the relation between mean deviation, standard deviation, mean deviation and quartile deviation. That is 4SD equals 5MD equals 6QD. That's all. That means 4 times of SD is equal to 5 times of mean deviation, and 5 times of mean deviation is equal to 6 times of quartile deviation. Okay. This is relating to methods of measuring dispersion. Okay. In the next video, I take correlation analysis. Thank you.